Are you ready for cocktails and conversations? Are you ready for cocktails and conversations? Are you ready for cocktails and conversations? With your host, the unapologetic diva, Dr. G, the girlfriend therapist, Dr. Cortina Lewis, and the networking extraordinaire, Diana Richardson Philippus. Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? This is Herspiration Happy Hour. Happy Hour. Happy Hour. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Herspiration Happy Hour. This is one of your hosts, the unapologetic diva, Dr. G.
Dr. Cortina Lewis, aka the girlfriend therapist.
Yours truly, the coach of courage, Shay Walker.
All right, ladies, how's your week been so far?
We're trucking along. It's going.
Look, me too. We was talking offline, and I'll share like some other stuff with y'all when we get off. But yeah, it's been a hell of a week. You know, it's been a week. But you know what? Happy to be alive. I can say that. Say that. And at this rate, happy to be, employed and making money and just, less. I'm just trying to be positive of things. So what are we sipping on today?
Some nice water. Everybody needs to rehydrate. Everybody needs to not just rehydrate, but hydrate, because there's a lot of illnesses and you want to make sure you're not dehydrated. So everybody needs to take a break and just drink some H2O.
I agree.
That is me today.
It doesn't matter if it's sparkling, if it's still, if it's cold, if it's room temperature, whatever you feel like, whatever type of water you feel like you want to do. If you want to get fancy and add a slice of lemon to it, well, that's what you do.
But don't limit, because lemon is a natural diuretic. So typically if you drink lemon water, it's supposed to be cleansing, right?
Mm-hmm. I think that's the same like with the cucumber water and everything like that as well.
Yeah, see, so throw some fruit in there.
Yeah.
Throw some fruit in there and get healthy. Then you get your fruit intake and your water intake. Oh, so you know what? This is going to be such a good conversation today, because me and Cortina was talking about this before, even before you came online to join us. And, just the worst advice women have ever been told. And I have to say, I've heard a lot of sayings, and some of the ones Cortina was given, I'm like, she's gonna have to share those, because I have never heard of some of those. So, who wants to kick it off with the worst advice you've ever been told?
Well, the worst advice it wasn't told directly to me, but I've heard it. And you put a little bit of your period blood in spaghetti sauce to keep a man.
Everybody has said that. You know what? It's so funny, because I do think that has been such that's almost like putting roots on somebody or whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of men do not eat spaghetti.
Because of that. Mm-hmm.
Do not eat spaghetti for that reason. Hey, why are you looking like that?
I don't even want to eat spaghetti no more. What are you talking about? What the hell?
What? That?
I mean, what? Okay, so yeah.
Well, I didn't say it was. I mean, I have heard that. I mean, there are a lot of, and I tell you what, that has been something that has been said from generation to generation to generation. It can't just be. It's not like it's a myth, but that is rather disgusting.
For the record, I've never ever done that.
Me either, but
I'm just trying to say, if he don't want to be kept, baby, let him go on. What are we talking about? Let him go.
And I'll share this comment for maybe another discussion. But there are men who do things when women are still on and do the same thing. So I guess I would think that would be equivalent. But I digress. It's a whole nother thing. But go ahead. Shay.
But I don't even want to ask. I don't even want to ask what you're talking about. Just never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll ask you what day you're on and everything. Like if it's almost going off or just coming on. If it's not with the heavy flow, yeah, some will.
Yeah, some men will still.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
your time of purifying, cleansing but okay. Hey,
I guess they want to catch whatever's being cleansed.
Okay.
Okay. So worst advice I've ever heard is, I don't need no man. You a damn lie. I need mine. It's a lie. It's a lie. I need mine. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I don't just want him. I need him. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yes. I need his strength. I need his discernment, his protection. I need my man. Yeah, it's a lie. Don't let nobody tell you don't need no man. Independent, great. I can do all things. Yes, absolutely. I can if I did not have a man. Super independent. However, I choose to be a relaxed woman. I like being able to be emotional and responding in my emotions. And I love having my head scratched, and I want to be held in them big old arms. And, I like all that stuff. So yes, I need a man. Mm-hmm, I do. Me.
Yeah. Speaking of emotional, I know I've definitely been told, I don't know if you women have ever been told, like, you're too emotional to make big decisions. Like, never make decisions when you're emotional.
I mean, I know some people, well, in a different way, I know someone who I was talking to, and their belief is that we can't have a woman president because women are too emotional. And I was like, have you seen what we have going on? And compared to Mexico, I think Mexico is running amazingly right now with their female president, and look at where we are. So there you have it.
I think that's more about emotional stability. Okay. When you have a person that's emotionally stable and can make rational, non-impulsive decisions, but can be a quick thinker, that's different. But when you've got somebody that's doing things impulsive and you're on a power trip, that's a whole different thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because the difference was that men are more in control of their emotions, right? And so they're more so regulated, which is definitely not the case. I know there's a lot of women in high positions who have to make very calculated, they're calculating the risk. They're doing all of these things and making these decisions. And I can't remember the study, so don't quote me, but if you look it up, there was a study that was done that said when women are at the table, that's when the best decisions, it didn't say when they take over the table, it just said when they're a part of the conversation, that's when the best outcomes happen. So I think it takes everybody.
I think our instinct is to identify the blind spots. At least that's my opinion. That's how I move in both my personal and professional life. I'm just competent to catch the blind spots. I see all the things that other people don't typically see.
And I think other people don't have the ability to see other things because that's their privilege, right? So like us as women, we're thinking about things that may impact women. Or if you have minorities at the table, you're thinking about things that might be impacting them. Like when you see these companies do these campaigns and then you look at their boardroom and everybody is not anything else except for salt and sugar. And so then you're looking at, okay, who told y'all to make this decision? Because this was crazy. If you had somebody with a little bit more culture, it doesn't matter what culture or of another gender, they would have been able to share with you, I don't know, have you thought about this, how this might come across? But if those people are absent from the table, then you have a situation. So when people say women cannot lead or women are too emotional,
I also think that some decisions should be made with some emotional emphasis to it, because otherwise we'll just be a bunch of hard ass emotional feelings, and because I think you need a human side for some of the, in how you deal with certain things.
I think you need compassion.
Oh yeah,
that nurturing thing that most women come with. Absolutely.
There should be some decisions made based on emotion as well as facts and all of those other things. So I think it's more well-rounded. But just to say that women, you shouldn't make decisions when you're emotional, I think that's it seems very something that a man would definitely say, and not women. What about this one? They got one that's like, find a rich husband and you'll be set for life.
There's a lot of rich husbands that do a lot of devious things. They might abuse you. They might beat you. They might not consider you. They might have a harem of 1,000 women and all these other things that you're not ready for. And so money is not everything, you know.
Or they say date for money. I mean, I guess it's equates the same thing. You want to date a man that has a lot of money, or don't date a man who don't have enough money, or there's just a lot of different ways you can spin that. And so there are some women who, I mean, that's why you got sugar babies, or for sugar daddies, whatever one you want to call it, sugar
Both
daddies wanting to sugar.
Mm-hmm.
But there's women who date strictly for monetary purposes. It doesn't always mean you're going to get a good quality man.
Or that there's going to be a connection there, because the only thing I'm going to be looking at is the money side, right? And so what if the money dries up? By that time I might be too old to find me another money bag. So now I'm stuck with this one who broke now, who I don't even like, because I was only with him because I was chasing the money.
Right, absolutely. I think about it from this perspective too. Like, where's the real value in there? Because when shit really hits the fan in your relationship, what are you after? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, do you have any skin in the game to say, you know what, we need some help. Let's get some therapy. Let's go to counseling. Where's the real value? It's easier to just kind of opt out when you don't bring nothing to the table, and then all that time spent is for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it from that perspective too.
Yeah, I think also, like, some of the worst advice that women get, and could be also come off insensitive, is, and which I kind of, people ask me my whole life, you want to have kids? That, you know, you're not woman-like or motherly if you don't have kids or a child. You got to have at least one. Why? Like, are you going to take care of it for me? But people do, you know. And I also feel like, and I've had friends and I've been in spaces where there are people who are literally trying and it cannot happen. And so it's, whenever they're getting bombarded with the questions, well, when are you going to have kids? When are you going to have kids?
Re-traumatizing.
Exactly. And so you kind of set them back emotionally a little bit, because they're having to process different things. So I just feel like that's one of them, that the expectation that just because you are a woman that you should have a child.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And society definitely will force that on you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they will.
Yeah. So, you know, what are some other ones you ladies heard? Cortina, what was that one that you shared? And I was like, what the hell?
So when I was a sexual health educator, one that we would always ask people for myths. And so one of the big ones that was going around, probably like around 2008, 2009, 10-ish, was if you put earwax in a female's vaginal canal, you would be able to tell if they have an STI.
I heard.
And I was like, okay.
You heard that?
We
I
might
heard that before. Yeah, put earwax down there, and if it burns,
yes, she got something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would think it would burn anyway. That earwax shouldn't go in the vagina.
No.
That's disgusting.
What about taking the baby's pee-pee diaper and putting it on your skin for acne?
Yeah, on your skin. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you do that?
So I never did that. No, I'm not doing that. So like when they're like about the first like 1 through newborns until like maybe like the first 2 weeks, you take their. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, nah.
It's pee. I'm just saying. Or even putting the pee in your ear for an ear infection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Squeeze the pee out the diaper and put it in your ear for ear infection.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not putting.
I'm trying to think of some others. What about the baby spit is sugar water?
What?
Yeah. They call the baby's drool sugar water.
Yeah, no. No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, negative. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, never. Nuh-uh. Oh, you know what? I have a list here because I just was like, let me just see what's out there. I don't know who come up with some of this stuff, but some of them I have heard. It was like, to not shine others and to stay humble. because you shouldn't outshine others.
So dim my light.
Exactly. That's somebody who ain't got no shine. We all gonna be walking around with dim lights around here. Like, no, you shine your lights, and it
the P in the
help
ear.
other people elevate theirs. You know, you liberate people, in the words of Marianne Williamson. You know, you shine your light, and you're able to help other people feel liberated and give them permission to shine theirs as well. So we all around here shining. Marianne Williamson. I couldn't even get a name right.
So speaking of that, then because I often say, you know, if you don't have anything to contribute to the conversation, this is where you know, there's other emotions that come out where it sounds like you're bragging. When is the crossover? When does it become boasting or bragging or whatnot versus just being a part of a conversation, sharing things?
I think you just have to, I think that's what that emotional intelligence. If you are the one and it's like, womp, you just keep talking and going on and on and on. And it's like, okay. Or you're not also asking and engaging people in the conversation, but it comes off as braggadocious in that nature, then I think that's when it might be an issue. Or if you see people get silent because you just keep talking, okay, let's use some context clues. Let's read the room a little bit, see what's happening. And you also have to know your audience. If you're dealing with everybody who only have, and this is no shade to anybody, but none of them ever went to college or anything, and it's a room full of people and you're the only one, you're already elevated by the mere fact that they know that that's what you've done. The thing is, not saying that you're trying to rub it in their face, but do they need to know every award that you received, every accolade? Again, not saying that you're trying to dim your light or anything, but you have to also know who you're talking to as well, right? You just have to read the room.
Yeah.
I agree. I was going to say, if it sounds like I'm bragging when I'm sharing my accomplishments to people, then I'm keeping company with the wrong folks.
Ooh, I'd say that.
I'm just saying, like, I could come here and say, oh my God, all these amazing things happened to me this week, which by the way, they did. I'll share with you guys after we're done. But anyway, but if it sounds like I'm bragging when I'm celebrating the things that, like my winning season, then I'm around the wrong folks if you think I'm bragging. Like,
well, you do have some people that are, they're like, I got this Gucci watch on, I got this Gucci belt, it was $5,000, it was this, it was
no. And then we're talking about something totally different then.
Who cares? Why are you bragging?
Absolutely.
Right. How much your Gucci wallet had, you got the latest, a one of a kind, a 101. Who cares?
Yeah, then you go home and lay your mattress on the floor. Anyway, that's another conversation. Don't worry about it.
She said the mattress is on the floor.
You see it all the time.
Yeah. I don't.
You see that stuff on Instagram, them girls, honey, they have red bottoms and baby dress to the nines, and then look back, the house dirty, the kitchen got dishes falling out, and the mattress is on the floor.
You know one that I used to say this too, and I heard this a lot growing up, like, oh, he's only messing with you because he really like you, or he hit you, or he's just, teasing with you because or even being mean to you because he likes you. Now think about, it seems innocent enough, right? But as someone gets older and we cross over to domestic violence, oh well, he really loves me because he wouldn't be doing this if he really didn't care. No, I don't care if you're 5 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 30 years old. No one's gonna be mean to you because they like you. Yeah, I don't know if you all saw this boy. He was counting up how many days of chores he needed to do because he was going to take this girl out. And then he said, oh, shoot, I told her that we can get ice cream afterwards. And he was like going through it, like how many hours he has to work to make sure he have enough money because he told this girl that he was going to take her to get food and then he was going to get ice cream afterwards. And it was the funniest thing because he was calculating in his little brain and his mind what he needed to do. And so like some people in the comments were like, see, he's about I don't know, he had to be maybe like 10, between 8 and 11. He couldn't be no more older than that. He's doing all of this, going above and beyond, making sure that he can keep his word, because he said that they can get ice cream, that he's able to do all of this, making sure he is working enough hours, because I think he gets like $3 a day or something like that from his parents for chores that he does. And he's able to emote. His parents are just like talking to him and everything, saying, well, you know, this costs this costs this. So he calculating it and adding it up. And I think it's good to have those type of conversations, because one, it makes people think about things. When he grows up, him at this age thinking about being very intentional about what he plans to do, what he wants to do, I think that's something good to share, instead of shutting kids down like so early and being like, oh, go push her. Yeah, no, we're not pushing anybody. Be nice to them, you know, show them compassion, show them that you are friendly, that you are nice, that you do care about their feelings. And this is not a conversation about who should be dating at what age, because I don't even think they was dating. I just think it was a little Valentine's Day that they had going on. But I do think we need to kind of change that narrative and stop telling people, oh, they really like you because they're mean to you.
Yeah. Oh, I 100% agree. This is another one, and people tell me, always said this, that you shouldn't travel alone. That is unsafe.
Yeah.
Well, they have a lot of solo travelers. They got whole solo traveler groups. I think, you know, you should keep your location on, you know, have these little code words. But I think it's good for people. Sometimes you just got to get away. It ain't like you go drop off the grid and you go dark. Yeah. You know, and people don't know what's going on. They can't get in contact with you or anything like that. But I think sometimes it is good to explore. You just do your research, make sure whatever area you're going to is a safe area. So that especially you look at the safety for women, you know, what's the crime rate and everything like that. But I think it's amazing to be able to explore and go traveling by yourself. I like being by myself. I'm an only child. So
I think so too. But a lot of people have always said that. And so I think it kind of cause a stigma in some people, like, oh, it's not, I'm scared to travel alone. Well, what are you scared of? Because other people are in their minds saying, oh, it's unsafe. I mean, even when you go to certain places, when I was going to Egypt, for example, for my birthday, I wouldn't go over there. How are you going to go over there? Because it's dangerous. I went and I came back. You have people right now who are saying, I wouldn't get on an airplane if I were you, because of all of these airplane accidents and all of these other things. It incites fear in people to the point where sometimes it really does create anxiety, like severe anxiety, for no reason at all, other than the fact that someone's in your ear about, you know, saying something negative, and you're buying into that. So just like the whole pushing thing, I also just think people need to mind their motherfucking business. If a person wants to travel, no matter where they want to travel, unless you're paying for it, then don't say anything. I don't think you should be stomping on someone's desire to explore and experience the world. That's just
You're projecting fear on people. I've traveled maybe 80% of since I got my passport years and years ago. 80% of my travel has been by myself. I'm an only child. And then on top of that, you know, I became a single mom. So the kids would be away for the summer. And I was able to do it. So I went wherever I wanted to go, and I did it by myself. I'm still here. You know, I encourage people to get out, go explore. You don't know what's out there unless you go.
Yeah. Right. What about this one? And Cortina, I guess I feel like it kind of touches a little bit on what you have said. And I think it's said a lot. You need to grow a thicker skin, or you need to grow thick skin. I feel like sometimes that's just a way to try to normalize how, you know, accepting mistreatment or accepting disrespect. When somebody say, well, you need to grow a thick skin. No, if I didn't like how whatever you stated made me feel, I don't have to have a thick skin. Have to tolerate it.
Right. I think people just should be who they are. Now, if you're hearing this from 20 people and there's only 20 people in your life, you might want to evaluate, like, why am I responding? You know, so the way that I am responding, because it might be a little bit of, I'm not going to say truth. It doesn't mean your feelings can't be hurt, but why is everybody hurting my feelings? Right? What is it about what everybody is saying that's making me cry or something like that? So you would need to do some work inside of you. But if it's a few people, but they're very brash and they're unapologetic from being very direct and brash, well, I'm going to be very unapologetically sensitive in your terms. And I'm okay with that because I'm in touch with my emotions. I know what makes me feel hurt. I know what makes me feel betrayed. And I have the ability to communicate that to you. So if I'm coming to you and I'm telling you this is hurting me, clearly I've thought about it. And I think more of you to even let you know that you hurt my feelings instead of just being like, I'm not ever talking to them again. I'm just going to ghost them and they're going to be out of my life. No, I'm coming to you saying, hey, you hurt me in this way. I don't like it. I just wanted to communicate that to you so that you are aware of how you make me feel. And then we have a conversation about it. Then we move on. But if you respond to someone like, well, you just need to get tougher skin. Okay, you're totally minimizing and ignoring what I just shared with you. So to me, you're dismissing me as a friend. That's not a friend that I need to have.
Amen. What about if you're not a good woman or a good wife if you can't cook?
Well, this is what I would say. Everybody has their strong spots and their areas of improvement. Does it make somebody a horrible husband if they don't know how to have sex?
Oh.
So, you can learn, right? There are different things. Just like somebody can learn how to cook. I might not know how to cook right now, but guess what? There's anything under the sun you can learn how to do. It's just your motivation. So when I was in the dating world, I would tell people, it's not that I can't cook, because I just don't like to cook. I'm too busy. I don't have time. The meals that I like to make, they take prep time. They take cook time. It's not like very quick. So I need a couple of hours. I don't have the time to do that. So if that's what you're looking for, Betty Crocker, Susie Homemaker, I am not her. So I just want to let you know up front, because I don't want to paint no fake picture that this is how I'm going to come across. And I probably only one time ever had somebody who had a problem with that. And I would hope that if you say you don't have a problem with it, you really mean that, because I don't want it to be we 2 years in and now the expectations have changed when I told you from the beginning, that's not what you're going to get with me.
Yeah.
So with D, we don't have no problems at all. And he is Caribbean.
Just made oxtails
meals all the time. And I told him from the beginning, because I can't be in a, your mom cook full 3-course meals every day. I can't do that. And he said, no, we cool. As long as we eat, don't matter where it come from. Hey, great. Yeah, DoorDash it is.
You know what? I cannot. I actually love to cook. I'm always in here cooking. I made oxtails last night with like red beans and some rice. And I bought cabbage, but I didn't make it. I was like, after cooking for Kofi and then for us, like, nah, that ain't happening. But I like to cook, but it's not mandatory for me to cook. I do it because it's therapy for me. Jay, half the time he's eating it for leftovers, because I'm like, do you want something to eat? No, I'm good. But he was like, you don't have to cook. I'm like, well, I have to eat. So I cook. I cook majority because I like to eat at home. And when I don't, DoorDash or Uber Eats, whichever one. So I definitely feel that same way.
And I have different modes. Sometimes I get in the mode where I'm like in this baking mode and I just want to bake all the time, cakes and pies and cobblers and everything. And then Morgan just told me the other day, she was like, dang, she had just said, Mom, I wish you cooked more. So then I just started cooking more. She was like, dang, I wish I would have never said that. Now you're cooking every day. I'm going to go back out again. I was like, it's just when I feel like I get like these wins, when I feel like sometimes I'm not really into it. On Sundays, maybe on Saturdays, I try to cook. But during the week, my schedule is so crazy. The kids will be eating at like 9:30. It's already bedtime.
Lord, child. Yeah. And sometimes I'll tell you, I'm not cooking until like 8 o'clock. Like tonight, I'm not cooking until this is done. But I'm only making salmon. I feel like fish tonight, even though I still have leftovers. But because I want salmon and I want broccolini. So that's what I'm having.
Oh, I love broccolini. And we're going to dinner tonight, so I don't know what we're eating. So
where are you going to go?
I don't know. No idea. I don't know, somewhere. They're just upstairs waiting for me. I said, y'all, I got a podcast first. I said, I got a podcast first. Give me a location, please.
Because where are you at right now? You're in Upper Marlboro?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's far.
Mm-hmm.
That's far.
Yeah.
Oh
I
no.
love to cook when I cook, but then when I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just that. Like,
Yeah, I definitely have to. I'd have to want to. And there's been days where I'll go 3 or 4 days. I'm like, what am I going to eat? And then I'll just have to. I'll have to DoorDash, or I'll tell Jay, what do you want to eat? And he's like, whatever you pick out. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I will DoorDash or Uber Eats in a heartbeat. Or I'll just ask him to pick me up something when he's on his way in. Like, where are you at?
It's that empty nester thing. It works. I'm just saying. It's so convenient. It's the convenience of it's just me and you got to figure it out. What you want? Good. What you want?
It's the convenience that you can just go to bed hungry. Like, you know what? I eat in the morning. I just sat here and had a whole pint of ice cream. I probably am not going to be hungry.
Oh, that made me. Oh, I'm gonna get some ice cream today. Yes, thank you for saying that. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, yes.
I'm trying to think, because there ain't much down there that way to eat.
The Upper Marlboro.
It's this place called King Crab, King somebody. I don't know. I'm actually looking at the menu right now. I don't know what the name of it is. What's the name of it? Crab King.
Oh, Crab King.
Oh, they're not good.
Oh, I don't know.
I was gonna say they got 4.5 stars. Everybody's saying it's really good, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's well, but what about you're too young to be single? I mean, you're too old to be single, not too young. You're too old to be single. Like,
I mean,
they make it seem like that if you are much older and you're single, that you're the problem, as opposed to just looking at people who just choose to be single or not settle.
Well, that's almost like people saying you're too pretty to be single. I remember that. I was like,
oh
okay,
yeah,
so what are you saying? Like, so why you single? You pretty? Oh, so now you saying I'm a psycho?
You must be crazy. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you too pretty to be single. Oh, you must be crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
maybe I am. Maybe I'm crazy for having my expectations and my standards
exactly
up here, and you just don't fit the bill.
Look, maybe I'm just too crazy to be I must be crazy sitting here listening to that kind of conversation.
Right. Yeah.
I'm crazy.
right.
No, so I'm trying to think of some other really good ones that I've been told.
And I feel like the moment we get off of here, they just gonna start flowing in because I'm like,
don't buy no man no shoes because he gonna walk into
another yes. He gonna walk into your life if you buy him some shoes. Yes, I heard that one.
I have heard that. Have you ever, when you were dating, have you ever bought a man shoes?
Oh yeah. No, I like the dress. I like you gotta I like the dress people, yes.
What about don't let a man sleep on your floor because he'll never go away?
I ain't never heard that one.
I heard I think I heard like house, don't let them sleep over, they'll never leave.
Is it true?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
No, I'm still with the man.
What about don't get a man tattoo on you because you
Mm-hmm.
Don't put your name on you because you'll break up.
Is it a full name, partial name? I mean, like,
Child, I had a bunch of names.
What? I'm gonna leave it by that. She's real. She's real because we broke up.
Time for a cover up. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, I've had a few cover ups.
But I don't have D name tattooed on me. That's why we're gonna be together forever.
I have J3. I have J3, but not his name.
See, I feel like we going strong because I ain't did nothing with no.
I ain't gonna mess it up. I ain't gonna.
You gonna mess it up? What would you?
I don't get a bunch of names. Time to get it covered up. No, I've only done it once. I've done it once. Yeah, I've only got one cover up.
Let me see how many I had.
Think about it. Let me see. I've gotten a lot of cover up tattoos for one, but not because of the name. I've just gotten because I wanted a different design.
I think I had 3, child. I don't know.
I cannot.
Oh man, what's another one?
I cannot with that one.
Let's see.
Well, don't bring them home if they can't use your comb.
Oh, well, then there's that.
What is it?
Don't bring them home if they can't use your comb.
Don't bring him home or bring them home if they can't use your comb.
Oh, okay, I get it.
That one over there a few times.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? Okay, my comb. Okay,
Yeah,
got it. Okay.
I heard that one. You know what? With that one, you say, oh, like I hate when people assume like, oh, that's a man's job. Like you shouldn't do this because it's that's a man's job. I'm like, you know what? If you only knew up in this house, phew, I'm the one that's ripping up carpet and laying down flooring.
I'm a carpenter. Yeah, I do everything.
Cabinets. I'm painting. I can change a tire. I'm not but I can change a tire if I need to. I can put oil in my car. I'm very self-sufficient. I tell people it's not because I don't have I've never had a man to do this or because I don't have one. I have 2 sisters. It was 3 girls. We was cutting grass when you don't have no brothers. It's like, get on out there and do that. I'm like, what? It's hot. I'm cutting the front grass, front yard. My sister cutting the back. I mean, it was 3 girls in the house. So you learn to become very independent. Moving furniture. Guess what? I got to move the furniture. No brothers. Like, come on now. So I essentially just kind of.
I wanted to be outside with my dad doing everything. So whatever he did, I wanted to do. I went to the construction sites and learned how to do all this stuff. So pouring concrete, building, you name it. Sheetrock, hanging sheetrock, like putting down carpet, flooring, all that plumbing, working on the car, changing tires. I changed the oil filter. I could drop an engine.
Damn.
Being with I grew up with all the boys, my dad, my uncles,
And especially now you could just go to YouTube University and learn
anything.
Yes,
YouTube University is with that.
Let the transmission go out. Call me. I got all the tools.
No, she said the transmission.
Yeah, let the transmission go out. I got you.
Okay, noted. Oh, you know what? Like even I can build closets, like custom closets.
Oh yeah,
I built my own like a couple of times, and when I get tired of it, I take it down and change the look. Yeah, it's easier than what people think.
Yeah,
it is easier. I converted a whole bedroom downstairs. Now I moved out of it. I downsized, and then now I got a whole lot of clothes. I probably have to move back down there. But yeah, I love it. That's my, like, when I tell Jay, me and Jay was just having this conversation, and I don't know about you ladies, but do you all ever feel like, oh, I'm bored? You ever feel like, oh, I'm bored?
No, if I feel bored, I'm probably gonna go take a nap.
I told Jay I always have stuff to do, so I'm never bored.
Yeah, I don't be bored.
I feel like being bored is a state of mind, but I'm like, damn, do I ever get bored?
I don't remember being, when I'm saying to myself I'm bored. It's too much stuff to do, and a lot of stuff I don't feel like doing. So if I'm that bored, guess what? I need this checklist of stuff that I need to be doing. I can go engage in that and be unbored. Even if I'm just sitting on the back by the pool, like that's so relaxing to me. I'll go do that and probably fall asleep, read a book, or do something. But I have not been bored. I can't remember the last time I said that. I'm bored.
You know, I hear that, especially this generation of kids. They be like, "It's boring. I'm bored." Well, it's like I've just never. But me and Jay was recently having that conversation, and he said that he does. He'll get bored. I'm like, yeah. He just.
I'm gonna ask D when I go upstairs. I'm gonna say,
yeah, just ask him, "Do you ever get bored?"
I
mean.
Now, I got so much. Yeah, I'm bored.
I don't get a chance to read books. So if I feel like I'm getting to a place where I'm like, oh, I really don't know what bored feels like as an adult, because I'm always doing something. And then when I'm not doing nothing, my ass is asleep. So like, if I can't sleep at night, guess what? I'm doing this, working on researching and taking notes and doing that kind of stuff until I get tired. Or I'm using my Babbel, doing my little Spanish stuff, or I'm listening to my audio books, or I have a ton of things to do. A lot I don't want to do, but I'm forced to do. But I'm just like, I don't get bored. Jay was like, really? I was like, yeah, for sure.
I have been married to Alton. I have taken, like, I've been on a hiatus from doing laundry. I don't do, like, I think, and it's not even that I know. I was a single mom for so long with the 3 kids, and they were all into something, an extracurriculum activity. Like they were always busy doing something. One is leaving band practice, going straight to work. I got to pick them up. I got to do this. That one got to go to basketball practice. I'm a teen mom, and this. I did that for so long that when I became an empty nester, like within that, the year after I became an empty nester, I met Alton, we got married, and we were both like, those days are over. So my highlight of the day is getting home, taking my clothes off, laying in bed. I mean, and then if we do something, it's because we've had to convince ourselves, all right, we got the energy. Let's go do something. We can't just go to work, come home and be old people. Like, we still got some life in us. Let's do something, but we prefer to be home. Like, I work my butt off and I want to enjoy what I'm working hard for. I remember like paying crazy amount of bills with the kids being home, and you get home, cook dinner, do homework, take your shower, go to bed, up, you're at it again. You don't even get to enjoy your dwelling space because you're never there. I was just, it was kind of, so I've just been in my relaxed state of mind, state of being, and I don't get bored. I like to relax. I like to relax. And then when I'm not, I'm working all the time and I'm dealing with people all the time. And yeah, I don't get bored.
I rarely relax. I think that's the OCD, ADHD in me. I'm just saying, I don't sit down much. I'm always moving. If I'm sitting trying to watch a movie, and especially if I'm at home, I will pop up all the time. Let me go get me some popcorn. Let me go get me this. Let me go get me that. Always moving. So last question for tonight, and this one's going to be a really interesting one. That you should never make the first move. Women shouldn't make the first move.
That's a lie. I don't believe that. Because they might not even know that you're interested. Because some people, they're just like, you know what? I mean, I don't. Some of they're pursuers, but at the same time, they might be like, I'm trying to see if she have a ring. They might be trying to scope out the scenery or whatever, or maybe they're oblivious and they don't even see you, but you see them and you're interested. You might miss a good opportunity because you waiting on him to come to you, and he might not even notice you.
Well, damn.
The other perspective is this: a lot of times, because men, like intentional men, grounded men, they can be easily, I'll say, sometimes they'll standoffish and even intimidated. They don't necessarily know how to approach a woman that exudes like strength and boldness and that kind of thing. And so if you see something, say something, but it's not always going to be that approach. So if you want to just go after it, like, be unapologetic about it. Like, and I'm not a humble dater. Once I've set my eyes on the prize and once I lock in, like, like my first date with Alton, I took him to the movies. We movie hopped and, that kind of thing. So I'm real intentional about the pursuit to happiness. And I feel like that should go both ways. Men shouldn't, I feel like men that are intentional, yes, they see the target, but sometimes it does take some people, they don't want to feel like they're just out here, like, not you uninterested, like they the ones that's, what's the saying? Like,
close
the dog
gonna get fed.
Like, yeah, like wow. I just closed mouth, don't get fed. The dog chasing the cat, like whatever you want. No. I want you to know that I'm interested. So let me make some effort too. You're not in this by yourself.
If I would have never spoke to Jay first, and it wasn't even that kind of way. I mean, y'all heard the story at the wedding. Like if I didn't look over at him, and I saw him looking at me, but I'm not his typical type either. But had I not said anything, we would have never even have spoken. But I mean, all I asked him was his Gucci real?
I remember you saying.
Me too.
I did. I asked him that. I was like, Gucci real? And he was like, yeah, Slim. But that broke the ice for him because I probably stood there with my glass of wine, a little pencil dress, looking hella unapproachable.
Yeah.
And so someone I was with pointed him out. An old coworker pointed him out, and I looked over, and he was in all white and in Gucci. And back then, that was like my brand. I loved Gucci. I had Gucci everything. And so I asked him if it was real. I didn't think anything was, I was so carefree and not looking for a relationship and didn't want him. And I said everything I could. And then at the same time, I was super aggressive. I don't know, because he kept trying to like, hey, we can go to the movies or whatever. I was like, I'm not really interested. I'm always gone. I'm always traveling. And then he said, well, if you ever get bored, I was like, well, give me your phone. So I took his phone, I put my number in, called myself, and then just kind of shoved the phone back to him. And I was like, I gotta go.
Look, match made in heaven. He
needed
that energy. So I was gonna ask, like, let me ask you, ladies, something. Did you marry what you thought was your type?
No. I did not. I did not.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
If I would have met Dutchie on the street, I don't even know, because he's like so outside of what I was used to dating. I've never dated anybody who was like laid back, reserved. Everybody had a personality like mine, outgoing, bubbly, like not shy at all. And he was a different air of fresh air. So that's what I would say. But I totally not what I would normally go for. So yeah, it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. Well, nice surprise. And now you're married.
Happily married. Yeah.
Yes, very much so. It's very interesting. But we are at pretty much close to the top of the hour. And so I know, Cortina, you have to leave out.
Yes.
So Cortina, where can everybody find you at?
You can find me at The Girlfriend Therapist on all social media platforms and the Noir Center, NOIR Center. Yeah, on all social media platforms.
You got to think about it. And Shay, where can everybody find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at The Coach of Courage, or you can visit my website, www.thecoachofcourage.com.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at I am Dr. P. Gurley. And next week, you all, this is going to be so dope because we have a guest next week. And she came with, her publicist had heard our conversation about menopause and all of those other things. And she really talks about breaking myths around that. So we're going to have featured guest Satori Shakur, I think, or Shakur, as our guest next week. So this is going to be kind of really hella funny conversation because she makes that, she makes everything that she's went through during that process into some breaking myths through some laughs. So can't wait to have her on next week. You all tune in same time, same place. And Cortina, enjoy. I hope I get to see you tomorrow, maybe.
Yes.
And then I will see both of you ladies anyway on Friday.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yes. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is Herspiration Happy Hour.